Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. Fourth quarter kicks off right now. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you all had a fantastic weekend, and thanks again for hanging out with us this morning. No matter where you're hanging out or wherever you're listening to us from or however you may be listening to us. Oh, he is the man. He looks like he's golfing, but he is not golfing this morning. He wishes he was golfing. It's every day. That's Mr. Justus Cleveland, sports director extraordinaire. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Yeah?
It's going to be a nice week. Yeah. Enjoyable first.
You got to take advantage of it for a couple days here coming up, right? Yeah. So you got to get it out to the course. So.
Oh, I'll definitely be out at some point here in the next couple. It's good. We were out, I went with Brandon last week, and it was beautiful.
He said he shot his best 18?
Yeah, he owns his swing. And Jack Nicklaus said, everybody should just own your swing. He owns his swing, but he's really got good touch around the greens. He could chip just, in that mid-range shot that gets a lot of us. That's actually like his bread and butter. So
okay. That's maybe a little strategy if you are a partner of Brandon.
Yes.
Right?
That short game to mid game, he's got it down. So, yeah, it was fun. It was it couldn't have been more perfect. It was probably like 72 degrees, no wind. It was, the game never is perfect, but the weather at least was.
Exactly. We're going to do some local sports coming up in a little bit, including golf. Thomas Longbella, solid performance too to open up the season. So we'll hit that up along with another busy week on hand for some of our high school teams and such. But we've got happy draft week.
Yes, indeed.
Draft week. So it may have been a little quiet leading up to it, but it is going to be louder.
It's funny, if you compare it to last year, obviously being in Green Bay, and I'm sure for both of us it was a hectic time, especially you guys. I think it was a lot more hectic for you than it was me. But, yeah, this year it's almost like coming in with a whimper because it's just kind of, they don't have a first-round pick.
They don't have a first-round pick, yeah, exactly. So it's you add all that. Would have been interesting, though, if they would have traded for Micah before the draft last year.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I think at some point you still got to bring Mike on the stage or something, right? Yeah. You got to do something to fire up the hometown crowd. Hey, we don't have a first-round pick, but we got this guy. It's Micah Parsons.
Yeah. So. There's the potential of moving somebody or doing something still there. I'm not sure how much there's there, but they're a team that, if you look in history-wise, they've gotten a lot of production from anything after those first-round picks. They get, obviously, first-round production, but they've been so good at picking those later rounds. So that'll be their bread and butter this year.
Goody's got to have a presser, I think, this week.
Tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 11 a.m., I believe.
Okay. See, you get the inside sources there. So his pre-draft press conference. So where you'll learn every game plan, every nugget that they've got.
He does. I think he's a little better than Ted Thompson used to be. Ted Thompson was the most vanilla as you could be of. Yes. It's like, why are we even doing this? Because he's not going to even give you an inkling. But it's your chance to kind of pick the brain of the free agency stuff and any moves that have happened since then as well. So
and he's done some moves. The Dontavian Wicks trade and all that stuff too. So at least there has been stuff that is, he has to talk about, or I'm assuming everybody's going to ask him about.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I think with the Wicks, and you got to ask about Golden, what does this change his, outlook in that receivers room, and now it's kind of been cleared out, honestly. So now, the door's wide open for the guys who are there to make some noise. Right. Watson, obviously, is now your number one. I think if anybody was ever number one there, I think he's got to come into the season this year.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, which he appears to be.
Right.
He's got to be your number one. Maybe he needs to go get his feet scanned.
If you could ask Goody one question tomorrow, what do you think it would be? And knowing that we probably wouldn't get a truthful answer, one of them would be, to me, I would have like 500 of them. But how confident is he in the backup quarterback position right now for his team?
Oh, that's a good one. And I was going on the other side of the ball. It's like, what do they need to do to have confidence in that defense going into the season? Just kind of knowing probably aren't going to have Micah to start the season. Maybe you will. Who knows? With
right.
the way these guys bounce back now is pretty amazing. But, and just it's such a – there's a lot of – I wouldn't say no names. There aren't a lot of big names on that defense right now, and there's a lot of questions. So how much do they think they could shore that up in the draft?
Yeah.
Because it hasn't really worked the last couple of years trying to shore up the defense with.
If I could get him to tell me truthfully, I'd be like, what's a bigger need, defensive tackle or corner in his opinion? Like a nose tackle or is it another corner?
Man, I feel like this has just been the same question for how many drafts?
Yeah.
And it's not like they haven't tried. What are the chances they pick somebody from Georgia?
Probably not as good as like Philadelphia, but they'd be second best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say they're right there.
They're right behind them. So
yeah, I think it's just there's so many questions on that defensive side. I think the offense, obviously, the line is still a question. There's a lot of this is I feel like a season where for a playoff team last year, obviously one that limped to the end of the season. There are a lot of questions about this team, and I feel like they really do hedge right on the edge of this team could be really good, but things go bad quickly. Who knows? So
I think from the offensive line standpoint, they may have their starters figured out, but I look at that depth and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So how high would he be comfortable in drafting an offensive lineman? If they go, I always kind of chuckle at this because it's not always 100% truthful, but every GM says we draft, based off the board, who's best available. Okay. But if a quarterback's best available, you're probably not drafting that, at this point. But if offensive lineman is there and knowing that you probably don't need a starter, but you could use some depth.
Yeah.
Do you pull the trigger and get an offensive lineman?
I mean, that's I almost feel like the team was built on the amount of offensive line depth they had. It was a 2-decade run of being really good at having guys that can fill in. And then it just the cupboard has went bare.
It's kind of like the wide receiver one where it went bare for a little bit.
And that's the nature of the beast in the NFL now. I mean, it's so hard to really, I say, stockpile players in a position because teams are going to go after them as soon as they're available. And we saw that with the wide receivers. Those guys put enough on film that these other teams are like, okay, these are people that we know you can. I mean, Romeo is the guy I look at like, yeah, he might not have put up huge numbers, but I think around the league, people saw how good of a possession receiver he was and a route runner. And they're like, okay, this is a guy we need to get. And I think that's good. I still feel like that, compared to Dontavian, I think that's the bigger loss because he was their safety valve, especially after the injuries. He was the guy that really they could count on going to.
I'd probably ask, too, if I could get a truthful answer, was Dontavian one of those guys griping about his role?
Right.
It feels like that's kind of something there.
Yeah. And in crowded wide receiver rooms, you're probably going to find that more than anything.
Yep.
And if it's between him and Golden, obviously Golden's going to get the benefit of the doubt being that first-round pick. So
right.
Yeah, and you got some, draft capital with it.
Yep. Yeah, 2 draft picks with it. So, I mean, and he was a 5th-round pick to begin with. So yeah, you're basically you were playing with house money and got something back in return. So more than something back in return. So you made out. So right.
Yeah, I mean the intrigue that comes in. We already were seeing trades prior. That was the first. I saw some stat like that was the earliest trade for a draft or something like that, or like the biggest trade. So
yes, it's like, was it a Randy Moss like last straight up trade or something like that? It was unbelievable. Kind of. I know a lot of people saying Cincinnati being Cincinnati in this thing. Just trading is he worth the top 10 pick?
Right.
But I think if you're Cincinnati, you're paying a lot of money to Joe Burrow. You're paying a lot of money to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You are clearly in a win-now situation.
Yeah, and that defense has been bad.
Yeah.
And now you got somebody who can make a difference, but it's still the Bengals. They got to make sure they give one player can make a huge difference, as the Packers saw last year. But you need depth, and you need people in those key positions because that one player can't play all positions.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to hear from like a Bengals fan, and I know I actually have a couple of them, but like, do you view this as you're excited because it's a win-now mode? Or move, or are you a little nervous because you're like, I don't know if that guy's worth the 10th overall pick?
Yeah.
Sort of. But at the same time, if you look at Bengals history, they've played a little too hardball with first-round picks, so at least you're going to get this guy maybe a little sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and I mean, it's something you got to look at it with the draft-wise. Obviously, everybody's unknown until they play a snap in the NFL.
Right.
This guy's a proven commodity, so you're getting a proven commodity with a first-round pick.
Yep. Yeah.
I think, and if he stays healthy and has a long, productive career there, then it's worked out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it all has the potential, especially when you do this kind of trade, to backfire in your face. So,
and maybe the Bengals look at this as an opportunity for them in that division, a division of change. 3 teams, new head coaches in that division.
Right.
Steelers, Baltimore, and Cleveland. Do they see this as an opportunity to, all right, we could take a leap and maybe get back to winning this division, getting back to the playoffs?
I think that division's still wide open. Mm-hmm. And it was last year, basically, too. I mean, even with the coaching changes, I think it's going to be anybody's contest in that division because no one really stood out last year.
Right.
And, I mean, the Steelers kind of limped into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ravens just could not figure out things last year. And, Cleveland and Cincinnati easily could find a way to usurp them and become one of the top teams in the division. So I think it could happen. Yeah,
even Cleveland was a new head coach this year too. Yep. So and it's Baltimore's offensive coordinator. So it's I don't know. Well, we'll see. That's why they play the game, right? As everybody says.
Pittsburgh gonna.
I love the whole Rodgers stuff now. Like, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was like during his Packers tenure towards the end where he said he didn't want to hold the team hostage in terms of his decision. And you kind of look at it now, it's like, well, you're kind of holding the Pittsburgh. Honestly, I feel like a lot of that is, I truly believe he felt that way during Green Bay. Yeah. But until you get to that point in your career, your age and that, the decision becomes harder. And I don't think he realized how hard of a decision it might have been.
Yeah. And he's been beat up. Mm-hmm. He's obviously not the quarterback he was 10 years ago.
Right.
Still obviously made a difference on the field for them this year, having just that field general out there. But, yeah, I mean, he's going to be 43.
Yeah. Well, Jeremiah Love, I used this analogy this morning. Jeremiah Love, the running back that's going to be taken, was born May 31st, 2005, a month after Aaron Rodgers was drafted.
Makes me feel real old, too.
Right?
Yeah. That to me is just it. I mean, it's amazing for the longevity and the fact but to play men of certain age, especially me, you get to that age where it's like it takes a lot more to do less than it used to. Yeah. Like, you can't just wake up and do stuff. Now it's like, oh yeah, I got to make sure. I'll give a tennis analogy. I got to make sure I stretch, or I'm pulling like 5 different muscles in my legs. And he's an elite athlete, but it's there. It's like your body, you can't outrun age in time, and to make that decision to come back, it's a huge commitment, especially for somebody getting to their mid-40s.
I really believe too that if they had not hired Mike McCarthy and a lot of his old former friends, like a James Campman, who Rodgers is close with. Rodgers may have called it a career already, but I think throwing that in there is making him really ponder this.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we've done this before. Can we do it again? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's one of those, despite of what you want to say happened between those two, at the end of his tenure in Green Bay between McCarthy and Rodgers, there's a rapport.
Yep.
And there's familiar faces, so it might be something like, okay, why not? Give it a try. But
kind of that full circle moment that we all know he's,
every quarterback who's had any glory, who's won a Super Bowl, wants to go out winning a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Having that chance. And I think this is his opportunity, but that team still has a lot of pieces they have to move to be a Super Bowl contender in my mind. So.
All right, so I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break. We'll do some local sports roundup brought to you by Carpet City Flooring Center. That's coming your way after these quick words. It is a busy time right now in the local sports scene. We've got baseball, we've got softball, we've got, golf, track and field, and soccer, high school levels. Blue Gold softball is just a couple weeks away from WIAC tournament play already. I know
we get to May. That's when it starts on up.
Blue Gold baseball's got a game today, and they're going to be wrapping up their season here, regular season soon too. So, you're talking about graduation being a month away. Right now, it's right around the corner.
The spring sports season just flies.
I feel like it goes quicker than any other one.
Yeah.
Like winter, I don't know if it's kind of drags because it's the winter season and such. And fall, they start a little bit in summer with practice and that. But, I feel like spring, it's here and gone before you know it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's April, because April, a lot of times, either you're getting on or nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to May and everybody's just cramming everything in.
Yeah.
And the playoffs start in May.
Right.
So, yeah, it really is just an amazingly fast season. So
yeah.
Get some nice weather this week. It'd be nice to be able to get some games in.
Absolutely. So I know we got, some. You want to start off with high school a little bit here?
Yeah, I mean, I know today there's baseball's going on. Had some rivalry games over the last week. Chi High getting the sweep over Memorial. So
right.
Big start to their season. They've been off. Steinmetz has got them going off to a great start. So Big River's kind of up for grabs. Hudson, I got to see them play North, and they've got 2 starters that are upper tier. So I think Hudson probably is your team to beat in the Big Rivers, but we've seen years before. These guys just know how to battle, and this conference is so competitive that I think it'll be fun to watch. I think the same goes with Clover Belt. It's looking at the scores, everybody's beating everybody up. Regis got a sweep over their rivals from McDonald last week. Elk Mountain's been playing great. Osceola's in the Dairyland now. You got to remember it's all those changing of conferences. But yeah, I mean, Fall Creek has been playing great baseball too. So. Yeah, I know they got a non-conference game. Fall Creek does against Abbotsford tonight. Elk Mound's at home. Osseo and Cadott are battling in a former Clover Belt battle there. Yeah, so softball's going on. Seeing the Chippewa Falls McDonald and Chi High playing at a high level too, and Memorial had a good week last week too with a couple of wins. So yeah, we're in full go. I know, and then. I get the WIAC game today with
for baseball and lacrosse. Yeah,
Blue Gold's looking to bounce back after a rough day yesterday and try to get a win. Earlier in the week they finished off a sweep of Stout. So yeah, it's getting to that point. I mean, those last playing over the weekend for both Stout and Blue Golds. Not fun conditions to be playing in.
No.
The first, especially Saturday, the wind was really whipping on Saturday and cold. And then yesterday was just cold with a little bit of, gusty like that. But a Blue Gold baseball team has, they've already surpassed conference wins, regular season wins. They did that a couple weeks ago. So you're starting to see that team rise up and get closer and closer to the top there of the conference. So see if they can get a strong finish here before tournament play would start up.
Right, yeah. I know Blue Gold softball is going to be looking to bounce back, too, after this weekend, and they've got Stevens Point coming up, which should be a good matchup, too. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday?
I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
That's what I have on my schedule, but I've been known to write things. So, but yeah, I think they went to Platteville, and Platteville just tons of runs, and probably again conditions not being fun for anybody to be playing in, but. Yeah, now you need to bounce back, have a short memory, take on Stevens Point. So I think Leslie will have no problem getting that team motivated. And you see it. I mean, we saw the talent. We saw them get both the position player and pitcher of the week. So they're a team that, they're right there. I think they're 3-3 now in conference play. Platteville was undefeated in conference play. I know the records are kind of crazy because of, teams having weather. I think Platteville's a 3-0 where Eau Claire's played 6 conference games compared to them, but yeah, I think that tournament's just going to be a battle. It always is.
It always is, and a benefit I think too here for the Blue Golds. 3 of their next 4 series are all going to be in Eau Claire too.
Yep.
So they got that. The one lone one's going to be lacrosse this weekend. So then they wrap up next week already. Stout and Whitewater at home before WIAC conference tournament.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way to get ready, and like you said. And you're traveling to lacrosse, so it's just a day trip.
Yeah.
So it's a little easier that way as well. So I think it lines up pretty well for them to finish strong for the regular season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So golf-wise, I know Thomas Longbella. You followed him for a while, obviously McDonald grad and such, but he was down, was it the Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah, playing in the PGA Americas.
Yeah.
Which he did a couple years ago. Battled injuries last couple years. Got a temporary status for the Corn Ferry last year. I don't think he was ever 100% healthy. So seeing him come out of the gate with a great start and finish in the the top 30s, make the cut. I think he's gonna, I think we're just gonna see him make some noise on that tour, and hopefully, for him, then make that step to the Corn Ferry, and like we've seen with Tyler Leach, who's had some good finishes on the Corn Ferry this year, and keep that area pipeline going, but. I mean, to grind and keep doing it, I mean, I don't think we get an idea of just how tough when you're not even on PGA Tour, how tough that grind is for a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
This is, when you're on the PGAs of America Tour, you've got that dream.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep it alive. And that's, you're not going out there, you're not making a lot of money doing that unless you're winning.
Right.
Even then, you're not making a lot of money. And it's just that you want to keep climbing that ladder. So for him, who's always been such a great, now he's not even a kid anymore. He was a kid when I started covering him, but yeah, a great golfer. I want to see him succeed.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. From a high school standpoint, are we getting close to conference, or have we had some conference meets?
Yes,
and stuff
I
with
know.
golf
I know there's an invite today at Troy Byrne.
Okay.
So not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a little frost this morning, probably not able to get out right away, but not a bad place for them to play. And,
right.
There'll be tomorrow at Whitetail, or Wednesday at Whitetail. There's a Clover Belt meet as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I know a lot of them were supposed to have. I know Black Wolf Run was supposed to host one last week, but weather obviously kind of changed a lot. And a lot of the golfers, though, were down in the Dells playing some of those invites. But now we get into the heart of conference, and I know Hallie hosts a BRC one this week as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll be getting a lot of that conference stuff. Tennis going on now and everything, track and field. So
right,
it is a busy time.
It is, and it what's the phrase that comes in? Was it May or I can't remember.
March comes in like the lamb comes out in line. April's kind of the same way when it comes to sports.
Right.
Actually.
Yes. Exactly. So, we got. Then I know Blue Gold. We kind of touched on softball and baseball, but tennis had a good weekend for Blue Gold tennis as well. Track and field is going on, and I think we've got the home meet coming up here soon too.
The Dick and Mary Johnson meet on Saturday.
Yeah,
so always exciting to I was there for the first one they ever had there, and now to be able to host outdoor meets is such a big thing for the school. And
yeah, especially and I know a premier program like that too.
The Drake relays are also going on this week too. So a lot of big week for track and field for the college ranks
as they get tuned up for some postseason run, which we know they've always got high expectations.
Oh, exactly. This whole area, we're really lucky. Between obviously Eau Claire, that certain school down south.
Yeah, we can't say it.
Yeah, I can't say it.
We can't say it. Otherwise, we get yelled at. So.
And the two schools to the west.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be fun to see who gets a chance at nationals this year.
Right. So, and I know, last week, too, there was congrats to everybody. I know we'd probably miss some people, but signing letters of intent and going to college and stuff, too.
We had 29 on Wednesday that we had signings between Menominee, Regis, and Memorial. So it's always such a fun day. It really is. Just to be able to watch, again, athletes compete, and some of them you see for 4 years, and now knowing that they're going to get to go continue on in college. And a lot of them are going to be in the local area and, the local D3 colleges as well. It's really cool. And, congratulations to all those athletes and their families. Big days, really are always big days.
Right. Just really quick, from a Blue Gold nugget, too, I think, you look at, they've been also adding to their men's basketball team, too. And sure seems like some good prospects, some good kids coming. I saw one yesterday. I think it was like Mark Miller from Wisconsin Basketball Yearbook tweeting about it. Is it Marcus Webb from Whitefish Bay?
Yeah.
That's coming over. So, it looks like Coach Malvik, Coach Smith, they're doing a really good job in year 2 of the recruiting class.
Yeah, they've been putting on the miles, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The last, you start that team that has so much potential, and, you got some younger guys returning that his first class.
Yep.
Now you add to this class. The WIAC was so competitive on both the women's and men's side for basketball. I expect the same coming up this year, and both teams be battling right there.
Yeah, this Noah kid's from De Pere, which we know Coach Zach's got
He's got the pipeline there.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like another good weekend for recruits coming to that men's basketball.
And it's fun to see, now in the days of social media here, kind of get an idea of who's going to be on the roster. Because it used to be you didn't really know until the next school year if you were lucky.
Yeah,
or until they released the roster before their first game. So now to kind of have a clue of okay, you can see this guy, do a little research and figure out what they did in high school. And it looks like they've got some key guys coming in here.
Absolutely. All right, that's your local sports roundup brought to you by Carpet City Flooring Center. We're going to take a quick break. Plenty more to get to. Let's talk some baseball coming up here, too, with the Brewers. Not too often do you win a series and then you kind of fall in the standings. But that's
yeah,
kind of what happened.
NL Central. Talk about, we're talking about the WIAC, the NL Central. Right there.
Exactly. So we'll be right back after these quick words. All right, we are at the bottom of the.
Head on a pillow. Oh, sorry, I thought we were doing karaoke here. You had a little Pearl Jam going for me.
What's your go? Is that your go-to Pearl Jam one?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm a little more even flow.
I did. I saw them twice in concert.
Really?
One time. No, it's story time.
Okay. Glory Days. Glory Days brought to you by Summer Jam. Right here.
There you go. So this would have been 2000. So the first time we drove to Deer Creek Amphitheater in Indianapolis, went to the concert, and drove back to Green Bay after the concert in a Honda Civic with 5 of us. And we're talking like the late 80s, like an 89, 90 Honda Civics, which were probably as big as, a table.
Yeah.
I remember the back seat from all of us sitting there had sunk. Like the cushioning was gone.
Oh, my God.
And I was the one who got the last, the final stretch between Milwaukee and Green Bay after, it was miserable. I could not wait to go. We pulled an all night. I don't think I slept. So we did that. And then I saw them at, went down Milwaukee.
Oh, Summerfest?
Alpine Valley. I saw them at Alpine Valley. Okay. It was early October, and it was 45, 50 degrees. And I remember Eddie Vedder came out, and he's like, welcome to the second Ice Bowl. Yeah. So those are my 2 Pearl Jam concerts that I went to in college, back when you can afford tickets to concerts now. Man. But yeah, those were 2 fun experiences, so.
There you go. That's Story our Glory Days. We do a Monday Glory Days.
Glory Days, there we go.
The good old days, the Glory Days.
Of driving 8 hours.
I don't know if I could do that for anything.
We were up early. Like, we probably had to leave at like 8 in the morning to get there on time, probably even before that. And then I remember driving and it's sunny. Like that final stretch. And it's, how it is when you're overly tired. Oh, yeah. At least in your 20s, you still have that energy to keep you up.
Yep.
But my body was done for like 2 days after that. It was an experience, and it was kind of neat.
And you
now
get to
I got
talk
a story
about it. Exactly.
But 5 people. Me sitting in the backseat of one of those old Honda Civics. Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine what that car looked like going down the road with us all in there.
I remember I went to a Brewers game. It was a Brewer playoff game. It was, the 2011 one. And 5 guys. And my buddy said he was going to drive, but he had this old Ford Explorer. It could hold 4 people. So I said, I'll just sit way in the backpack. No. Not when after you celebrate from winning in a walk-off game and you're in the parking lot. Let's just say there was a styrofoam cooler left at a Walmart, and I apologize. But it's like there's like no cushion. You're bumping up and down. Oh.
We had my dad had a Ford Ranger. And I don't know if you remember the old Ford Rangers where they had the seats in the back, but they were just like the little pop-out seats.
I had a GMC S15 that had the seats that popped out. Oh, I love that thing.
I would ride. So it would be my parents in the front seat. I would ride to North Dakota in the back. And that, it's probably like 2 feet wide behind there. But I would ride back in that area all the way to North Dakota for like 11 hours back.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, I had that truck because it was a hand-me-down. But, the seats folded up, and you bring it out, and they were leather.
Oh, no.
So it's like on the sides, too. It's not even on the back.
No,
it's the sides.
It's like a side seat.
Yeah.
So you're sitting sideways. Everybody's sitting forward. Oh, my goodness.
You pull it down, and then it's got the metal seat belts on there, too. And it's like, I felt so cool with that thing.
I guess in a way it was kind of nice because then I was backed there by myself. Like when I was 11,
right.
I wasn't.
And then at least you get the leg room to go that way instead of forward. Like in the backseat now, you're like kind of crunched up and stuff. But oh my God, I forgot that the seats folded in and that's
it was
so cool.
Just to be back there. I remember the game. They would have that little mesh net that you could put stuff in. So I had like my Game Boy games.
Yep.
But to do that for 11 hours. But then as I got older, it's like, Dad, Mom, I'm like 6'3" now, and this doesn't quite work the way it did like 5 years ago. That's my son now. He's like 5'10", and he's going to be my height, and like. Every time we go over, I'm like, stop growing, dude. Mm-hmm. He just 13-year-old now, and he's going to still grow probably another 5 inches.
Probably, yeah.
It's scary.
Yep. So I remember loading up dudes in there when because golf golf courses would start to open up. Pine Valley would always open up first.
Right.
So we'd load up in my truck, put the golf bags in the backpack and guys in the backseat, and that we'd go to Pine Valley to be some of the first ones out there. So
I will say this, because this won't happen anymore because it would be illegal. My dad put the topper on. We put an air mattress in the back with the topper on and rode back there on trips. Which you think now is like, get into an accident. It's bad news. We rode to New Mexico.
Oh, my gosh.
From Wisconsin.
Oh, my God.
It was like me. Somebody else was with, but like we would just, like, if you wanted to go in the back and sleep and stuff, but like it's like, and you could talk because you had the window.
Yeah.
So you could open up the window and, like, if you needed something, but that's so illegal now. It would never, because I don't even, like, toppers aren't much of a thing anymore like they used to be back then.
The old camper toppers, yeah.
It wasn't even a camper. It was just the old regular, it was ugly, like, turquoise colored topper. And once it was fine, but then, like, when we started getting towards, like, New Mexico, it got a little warm. There's no air conditioning. Like, you could open up the little side windows that they had, but my goodness.
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
The way we were able to live back then. We lived. We rode in the back.
Let me guess, you drank from a hose, too, back in the day.
Yeah, of course.
I'd survive that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that I still, like, tell my parents, I'm like, yeah, now, if you tried that, they would, you'd get in deep trouble. But, like, back then, it was like, because we used to ride in the back of trucks.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be on the highway and you'd be, like, going 60 and you're, like, sitting in the back of a pickup truck.
Well, hell, I remember going to Packers games and there's a U-Haul and you could tell the back's slightly open. There's feet. You know, it's just people just walking around in the back there.
Well, I'll give them one more time as my parents. I throw them under the bus. But when we lived in North Dakota, so we had gravel roads. It was just, it's a small, it was like 95 people. My dad made this contraption sled-like thing that was made out of, like, siding, aluminum siding, that he would pull us around the town on top of, on the roads. Like, and not even, no one would think anything, no one's batting an eye as we're, like, going down the road at, like, 15, holding on to this. We're, like, 9 years, I think I was probably, like, 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
Just the stuff that was, like, you generally, like, didn't even think was wrong. Now you look at, like, if I did that in Eau Claire, that would be like the top. Well, first it'd be sports guys pull kids on.
Right.
Well, yeah, like it would never fly anywhere now.
Our friend Philly fan Dave, who's a state patrolman, is probably just like shaking his head right now.
Oh,
like,
I know.
What
I shake my head. I think back on. I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we did that. Kind of neat that we actually got to do it, though.
You think about it, and it's like,
I'm here, so it worked out.
Oh, man. I forgot about this. Rob Demoski just a few minutes ago. Packers opened up their offseason program today.
Because it's usually the week before the draft.
Yeah, because last year they had to change it because the draft was in Green Bay. So I forgot about that. But 27 players who have financial incentives to show up. If all 27 meet their threshold, $5.43 million at stake. No workout bonus can require participation beyond 84.4%. So that includes Josh Jacobs has the most online, $600,000. I remember Andrew Brand always said like he kind of came up with this because nobody wants to come to Green Bay in the offseason.
Right.
So they put these in there.
Throw that much money out there to just make a trip and do some workouts.
Yep. Yeah. Jordan Love's got $500K, Zach Tom $500K, Christian Watson $500K, Aaron Banks and Xavier McKinney's at $400,000, Sean Ryan $300,000, Micah Parsons at $250,000.
He might have a doctor's excuse.
Yeah. Sky Moore $115,000. Even the long snappers got something at stake, $15,000 for Matt Orzak.
Yeah, want to pay me $15,000 to just spend a few days in Green Bay. I'm all for it.
I'm for that too. Tucker Kraft's got $50,000 at stake here. So, but
yeah, it's funny just to think of like $500,000
to show up for a couple days and work out.
Now, if you're like a GM, I suppose you want those guys to learn everything.
You probably want like a check-in, I would assume,
just
to see these guys, just to make sure, especially guys, because now everybody works out on their own.
Right. So do you tell somebody who's you probably don't think is going to make the roster but you can't really tell them not to show up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The collusion thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey,
so.
you don't have to show up. And then he's like, wait a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's obviously, you can see like where they gave the big amounts to those big guys or highest paid players, if you will. So, but yeah. I think Micah could even still show up. He just doesn't have to do anything.
Right. He just does his rehab and stuff there. Mm-hmm. Goes to meetings. Obviously, I think that's more of what you're getting out of this. So the on-field stuff or anything like that isn't really.
So you know what this means, though? Get ready for when like Jordan Love isn't there or somebody else isn't there, and people are like pissed. Yeah. Fans are upset now. Like,
well, we got
dude's got to show up, man.
Yeah. Rodgers, even Favre back in the day, like, they weren't showing up to everyone. So,
Dave actually texted and said, I am in fact shaking my head. So.
No, it's deserved. It's deserved. That's what happens when you live in a small town in the middle of North Dakota.
Yep. Oh, man. That's awesome.
I don't think we had seatbelt laws until I was like 11 years old in North Dakota at that point. So.
Oh, man. All right. We got to take a quick break, and we're going to wrap it up. We've got some picks and some prediction. I'm going to ask Justus, what position do you think Green Bay is going to draft first?
All right.
Draft. I can't say it's tough because it's second round. So player wise, there's a lot. Unless you got a player in mind.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to rule out long snapper, kicker, and punter.
You sure about that?
I hope so. I can't imagine the revolt if that was one of the first picks. Yeah. No offense to any of those positions.
Sebastian Janikowski, man, first round pick.
I was there for the B.J. Sander.
Oh,
that didn't work.
No. All right, quick break. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to wrap up this craziness on this Monday morning. All right, it's time to wrap up this Monday morning. Even though the Brewers do not have a game today, we still got some games we can pick and such. And we've got playoffs, Stanley Cup, and in the NBA. So let's do a couple of Stanley Cup games, shall we?
We shall.
Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Philadelphia leads the series 1-0.
The Battle of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Penguins.
I think they tied up. Yep. I'll go with the Fighting Penguins.
That's one I would like to see go all the way. Just to have that kind of in-state rivalry going on.
Mm-hmm. Ottawa versus Carolina. Carolina leads 1-0.
Probably Carolina, but I'm going to give Ottawa.
Oh, okay.
Just going to give them a little Canadian love.
I'm going to go Carolina. Let's go this one. It's first game up. Anaheim and Edmonton.
The fighting Ty Embersons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anaheim, I can't get used to those orange uniforms.
I do appreciate they still have the logo of the duck in that.
Yeah, they kind of went back to that, but the orange just throws me off every time I see it.
And then the Wild versus formerly known as the Minnesota Stars. The Wild do have a 1-0 lead. They picked up a Game 1 victory.
And they came out with a flurry.
Yeah.
They were flying around the ice there in that Game 1, so obviously, Stars are going to want to get one on their home ice.
Yep.
People are going to be mad if I pick the Stars. It's hard to win 2 in a row on somebody else's home ice.
I'm picking the Stars, so you could be.
I think the Stars. I would love to see the Wild take a 2-0 lead home. Would be great. Yep. I just think the Stars are going to come out after kind of getting trounced and it'll go to overtime because 99% of the games I see for the Wild. Usually when I'm working, go to overtime. So if I'm working and the Wild are playing, there's a good chance it's going to OT.
Yeah. I'm going to go Stars though too. So everybody can be mad at us.
Yeah, they can be mad, but we're just being realistic.
Yep. Let's go to the NBA. We've got Toronto, Cleveland. Cleveland leads this series.
I'll go Cleveland.
Yeah, I'll go with Cleveland too. Atlanta and New York. New York picked up a Game 1 victory.
I think New York too.
New York. And then Minnesota at Denver. Denver picked up a Game 1 victory.
How about I'll go to make the Minnesota fans. I'm going to go with the T-Wolves here because I'm getting that loss there. They would like to come back home with the series tied up at 1 apiece. So I'll go Minnesota. The T-Wolves get the win.
I'm going to go Timberwolves too.
Jokic can't have a triple-double, though. I think that. And Murray can't go off like he did. You got to control. You can have one of those guys go off. I don't know if you can have both those guys go off and still get the victory.
Yeah, I agree. All right, some baseball games here. We've got the Tigers taking on Boston. Tigers will start a series with the Brewers tomorrow, but they got to wrap up against Boston this morning.
Anybody got a starter?
We've got Jack Flaherty and Sonny Gray.
That's a good matchup there.
Yeah.
Let's Let's go Tigers. Just because then they're not coming in mad.
Relax.
Yeah, they're not mad coming into Milwaukee.
I like the mindset, so let's go Tigers too. How about Houston versus Cleveland? I don't think it really matters pitching wise.
Let's go. So. We'll go Cleveland. I'll keep my Cleveland streak going here.
Cleveland rocks. We'll go with Cleveland.
Exactly.
Cincinnati versus Tampa Bay. Rhett Lauder for Cincinnati. Undecided for Tampa Bay, it says.
Reds are playing really good baseball, and I feel like they're just going to keep that craziness at the top of the Central going. By the way, we never even talked about the Brewers.
We got on a tangent.
I got so sidetracked. I just realized when I said that, I'm like, oh, here we go. And my apologies.
I'm going Tampa, though. I'll go Tampa. So let's go St. Louis, Miami.
Go
St. Louis is playing well, too. Yeah. That's the thing.
It's hard for me to pick Miami. I'll go St. Louis. I just don't.
Screw it, I'll go Miami just because somebody's got to lose. Atlanta, Washington. Atlanta, they're just played really well. Baltimore and Kansas City. Kansas City's not playing well so far this year. But Seth Lugo's on the mound. So
we'll go KC.
I think Royals will pick up the win. Can the Philadelphia Phillies pick up a flipping win? They're going up against Chicago. Aaron Nola versus Colin Ray.
That's a good. I'll go the Phillies.
Please, Phillies, win.
I don't know. Please. Everybody in the Central just keeps on winning.
Dodgers, Colorado. Dodgers, yeah. Toronto and Angels.
Toronto.
Athletics versus Seattle. That could actually be a good series. Athletics are 500 right now. Seattle's under 500. So
I'll go Seattle just because I cannot support the Athletics.
Okay.
For anything that they're doing.
I'm going to go Seattle, too. So let's go. Okay, position-wise. What's the first position Green Bay picks in the draft? Whether it is at 52, whether they move up or move back.
Let's go. I'm going crazy here, but probably a defensive lineman.
I thought really you were going to go
No.
Bold prediction time. So, okay. So we got a few minutes left Brewers-wise.
Yes.
They do go 2 out of 3, but they do fall in the standings. Coleman Crow looked odd. If you like curveballs and breaking balls, that dude's got something there on Friday. We saw that. So, but they're kind of weathering the storm right now, right? While all these injuries are going on for this team.
You can stay around 500 or a couple games above 500. I think you're going to be fine until you get everybody back. And that's baseball. It's a long season, but I always say if you're right around 500, if you're above 500, you've got a chance. Because every team's going to have their ebbs and flow. So I think they're, I've liked the grittiness that they played the last few games, and it's a small ball. I love it. I know there's a lot of people that don't like bunting, but when you can manufacture a run like they did, like you're playing like MVP baseball back in the day and bunt 3 times and get somebody to come in, I'm all for it. Because it can't be all about home runs, especially with this team, because they're not going to be able to do that. You're going to get your home runs, but the fact that they hit the ball to the opposite field, it's everything I like about a baseball team. Like I love seeing everything in play instead of just, hey, the stats say you got to try for a home run here.
Well, look at these numbers. They are tied for the most walks.
Yep.
They are 11th in fewest strikeouts. They walk a ton.
Right.
They walk a ton. But also, what was the stat from Buster Olney here that I wanted to bring up here?
While you're doing that, I'll say Contreras, number 2 in challenge success rate. Salvador Perez, number 1. I think Salvador got like half of those in one game.
Right. It makes sense that catchers are kind of dominating this, right? From that standpoint. Buster Olney said Brewers hitters are tied for first among 30 teams in walks, and they have just 178 strikeouts, tied for the 11th fewest. But the other one I was going to go through was up there, league leader in steals, too.
Yeah.
So they're getting on base. They're not striking out. They'll take those free bases, but then they're stealing and they're being aggressive.
Yeah, they find a way. I mean, obviously you had the 6-game losing streak. They weren't finding a way every time. And then yesterday, I think the Miz just kind of had
that first inning, it was...
Yep. That's kind of been their, it's been a tough thing for them. They do give up runs early. If they can figure a way to get rid of that, even saw with Woodruff when he came in, gave up that early run.
Yep.
So
then he goes 7 innings and a really good start.
Yeah.
So
I'm not worried at all.
No.
92 pitches he had in 7 innings?
Yeah.
Like, that's great to see for a guy who, is
back-to-back efficient starts from him.
Yeah.
So... All right, shot clock's going to cut us off here in 30 seconds, so thanks for hanging out with us.
No problem.
This morning.
By the way, Matt Fitzpatrick, nice win. Love Scotty, but I like that Fitzy was able to kind of give it back to the crowd there after
We were.
They thought it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus the Iron Sheik or something there for.
Oh, really quick. Somebody's going to be wondering. WrestleMania, really quick thoughts?
Didn't watch. Did not
Out of protest, or?
I'm kind of done with the WWE right now. I'm an AEW guy now.
That's funny because Brandon kind of said the same thing on Friday. He's like, I don't know.